Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Kingdoms of Capuchin, and we are going to be finishing off the farms in this one, or at least getting as much of them done as we can. So, yeah, the last episode it was mostly just time-lapsing all of this out because we didn't have much time to actually do proper recording, but what we're going to be doing in this episode is working on a bit more irrigation and doing a couple of small buildings, like outlying buildings. Still not really got a plan in my head of a city town layout, so we're just sort of going to go from here and just see how things expand. But this episode is going to be a lot more buildy and talky as opposed to just one big time-lapse episode like the last episode. So what we're going to do, I think I'm just going to sort of build it out of this material for now. It seems to be my go-to material. Just do it like basic like this for now, and then we can worry about detailing it up later. I'm actually going to turn shaders off. Shaders make things look beautiful, but I cannot build in shaders. It annoys me for some reason, so I'll just turn that off. It probably annoys me because it makes my game lag out or something. So what we're actually going to build here is going to be a little store for water, and we're going to end up making some irrigation systems and building something called a shaduf. I think I'm saying that right. So basically, it's a bunch of pulley systems to bring water from the Nile and just sort of store it in places and bring it into the surrounding areas and into the fields. Wow, struggling to speak now. So basically, this is just going to be, a big square to store water in, and then you can sort of dip into here with a shaduf, and if they need to irrigate the fields more, they've got like a supply of water just stored here waiting to go. So I think that might be high enough, and I'm thinking, is it going to be worth sort of splitting this up a bit? Because that's quite big. That's like house size big. That's huge. Yeah, I'm gonna cut this in half, so we'll go there instead, and then across here instead. We can get rid of this bit. That's another thing I think I need to do is plan out the roads. Once like the roads are sort of in place, then we can decide where we can put things. So at the moment I'm sort of building it and then trying to squeeze the roads in somewhere in between, and that's like for now the irrigation system that I want to do, I'm going to end up having to cross the road, and I feel like it shouldn't be crossing the road, but hey ho, we'll see what happens. In here, I guess for now we'll just throw in all of this stone brick material. I want to get the water in as well, and then we can start working on the irrigation system. I think this episode might just be doing this for like the whole episode, which, it can be educational, I guess. Who knows? Right, so we need water. Can be. Should we just do it at this height? I guess this height's okay, isn't it? Yeah, that's fine. I've done it at an angle just to make it a little bit more interesting. We want some stir blocks, and I think I want to use the wooden stirs. Not them. No, the 3D model ones. These spruce planks, maybe oak planks. And it's just sort of going to be there, and going to be. Come on, place. There we go. There like that. Get rid of them now. Come on. There we go. And then I'm going to want some sort of spruce trapdoor type block. Can these actually go upside down? Don't think they can. Oh, they can, but they look super weird. Right, okay, so then we want spruce. I'm trying to look for the material. It might be that. Spruce planks, platform vertical. We can get trapdoor for that. Oh. It's close enough. I'll spend more time trying to find the actual block that I want later. And I'm going to actually bring this out to about here-ish. I have to jump in the water. And then we actually need to work on the actual shaduf bit. So what that is kind of like a lever and pulley system. And I have no idea how we're actually going to build one in Minecraft. So this is going to be fun. So let me start from fresh. Get rid of all that. Get rid of that. Right. Probably should have practiced this myself in a flat world so we know what we're working with. But it's basically going to be going... Ooh, actually building it at an angle like this could work really well. Can have something like that. And then we're going to need something that cuts through the middle. And you have a bucket at one end here to take the water up. And then you can pour that into like a little basin section. And then that can go... In fact, actually, you can probably build that up. Something like this. If we use stir blocks, we can end up with a sort of basin type area. Like that. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Get rid of that fence. Let's do that. And then, you're going to let me place a block there? There we go. That's what I was trying to do. That, and that. Why is that curled round? I don't like that. That's not what I wanted you to do. Come on. No. So it's going to have to be that way. That way. That. Alright, whichever way I work this, I'm going to get a weird section. So I think I'm just going to leave it like that. That can drop down, and then it's going to go off in this direction, drop down again, and then it's just going to follow the fields. And I might end up cutting into one of these fields to just make that look a little bit better. Still need to work on this though. That is not a fence block. There we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go into a flat world, mess about with a bunch of designs for this, cut you guys back in on that, because it's going to take me a while to figure out something that I'm happy with and figure out how to do it at an angle. I think that's where I've gone wrong. I've started off doing it at an angle, and, you know, for something I've never built before, doing it at an angle, something like specific like this, it's kind of crazy. Right, so yeah, I'll jump into a flat world, build something up, and then cut you guys in and show you what we're going to go with. Okay guys, we're back, and I came up with the design, and basically we're just not going to go at an angle. It was a bit too much at an angle. So yeah, we're going to stick to keeping it simple. I think it's going to be the best option. So we're going to delete quite a bit of this actually now, and then bring it back out to like that maybe. Yeah, that looks fine. And I'm debating whether we should have 2 of these or not. Maybe we should have 2. So what we're going to do is going to build this up 3 high on each side. And then on the middle one, we're going to put a fence in between like that. And then there is a rail block. I think it's the jungle rail. Yep. And we need to place a block. We're going to have counterweights on that side. So it's going to be 2 there. And then the actual thing is going to be on this side. So we're going to go out maybe that much, 3. No, we'll do 2, and we'll do 2 on this side as well. And then you just basically put that rail all along. We can get rid of those blocks now. There you go. So we have this which can go dip into the water, and then the counterweight is going to be on that side. So to do the represent the counterweight, we're going to have a bag, which go there. And then for the bucket of water, we're going to use the wicker basket. And probably this one, I think, will be best. I think so. There is actually another design we could go with, but I'm not too sure. Let me see. Ooh, I'm not too sure what it would be under, but I'm sure I've seen it in Minecraft. I think it's the hanging brazier. Now, if there was a way to turn it off, that would work well. Let's have a quick look here, see if there is anything else we could maybe use. Could use the hanging bag again, but I think that would just look a bit weird. I think the wicker basket's going to be our best option. Yeah. There was... Well, that's the block I'm looking for. So we're going to use that along with the wicker basket to look like it's hanging from that rail. Interesting. Anyway, yeah, so that's about it for this little shaduf design. So what would happen is someone would come in here, dip the basket into the water, and then tip the basket off into this direction. And I'm actually going to get some blocks to help funnel this a little bit. So basically, they would tip the water into there, that would run off into this direction, run off into the fields, and you would have like a couple of these little shaduf things around to help move the water around quicker. We also need one that goes off in that direction so you could actually fill the water up properly. And that would also work, you know, going backwards, so because you wouldn't be able to turn this around, so you wouldn't be able to have the basket on this side to pick water up into there. So you need one that goes to the river, like sort of the other way around. I think that's right. I think that's right. That sounds about right to me, anyway. So what I was gonna do for this part of the irrigation is if we get some slabs and some trapdoors. Thank you. And then we can do stair block there, slab there, slab there, stair block, slab. That's not a slab, slab. And then you can just use these trapdoors to go along like that. And then what I want to do is in this gap here, if I just place a block like this, and then I get a tool out, and we can use a bit of world edit magic, and we're going to do, not that, because that's the wand, we're going to go / replace 9:7, which is still water, and it's not going to work. For some reason, if I log into a world, log out, and then log into a different world edit stops working. But what should happen is it'll be water, which is like a... I can actually show you. Let me get a bucket of water. Water. If I go over here, place that down. Right, so the water will be sort of this height there, which is actually lower than the trapdoor. Again, typical. Got rid of my trapdoor that I was going to use. So I put the trapdoors like that on either side. So 6 would be this one, which is like the same height as the trapdoor. 7 is a little bit lower than the trapdoor, sort of half that height. So it looks really good. It looks like it's being sort of channeled along there. So that's what we're going to be hoping for. What I'm going to do, even though I said there was going to be no time lapse in this video, is I'm actually going to time lapse out building a couple of these around and putting the irrigation system into the current farms that we've got, just because I think that's going to look pretty cool, and might work on another house or two, or maybe extending these farms out just a little bit further into the desert section. Don't want loads of farms, but maybe a couple more will look pretty nice. Right, so I'll see you guys on the other side of the time lapse. Alright guys, we're back. I hope you enjoyed that little time lapse we got going there. So, this is our little shaduf system that we've got going here. So the way this works is, someone will stand there, fill the basket up, and then throw it over here, over into this little well type area, I guess. And the water would fill up there, go along this channel. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm going off what I've seen in Assassin's Creed, and they have these little channels that are full of water, but I mean, to me, it just doesn't seem like it would work. I mean, I've put it in because it kind of looks cool, but I don't know. I don't feel like it would work. So, we'll see. But basically, you would fill up jars and baskets and all sorts with water from here, and then carry it over somewhere else. So we've got this little walkway here. You can go up over the top of it. You got the little well pit, I guess. And again, it just, flows off. And you've got a couple of these along here. And if anything else, it kind of makes it look a little bit more interesting, having that little bit of blue in there. So, yeah. And then the other thing we added is these little trees, this little orchard here. And these are supposed to be fig trees. So you'd come here, harvest your figs. And I didn't want to do too many, but I wanted it to, fill up a bit of space. Not too sure how I want to blend it into the rest of the farms yet. I do think I'm going to put another section of wheat or something on that side. On this side though, I think we're going to start doing buildings, and I think if the journey map comes up, yeah, so we're going to start having a few farmers buildings around here, maybe one or two on that side, and the town's going to be more, I don't want it to be too close to the pyramids, but I want it to be close enough where if you have the render distance on ridiculously high, because I'm only on normal now, so if you have it on 48 instead of 8, then hopefully you'll be able to see the pyramids in the background. Might get a really cool screenshot, but it also might kill my PC. We'll see what happens when we get to that point, but yeah, that is it. I've got some plans now for these houses. Now that I've got this area laid out, I actually know where we want to go with these buildings and stuff. So I think we'll get these farmers' houses in, and then start planning out where the main town's going to go, or at least the basic shape of it. Just flattening out a few sections here and there. There we go. Yeah, lost my train of thought now. So we'll do that, and I'm thinking I might move on to something a little bit different in the near future. Now we're on episode 12. I think this is episode 12, and I'm thinking maybe 15, maybe episode 20, maybe 25, we'll move on to somewhere new. So I'm going to keep mentioning that in the next few episodes, and if you guys have any ideas on what you want to see, maybe we go do some just generic medieval European stuff. Maybe you want to see Dwarven or Elven or Hobbit or the Rohan stuff. That seems to be kind of popular at the moment. The Greek stuff, maybe. That might be something to get into, especially with Assassin's Creed coming around the corner. We'll have lots of inspiration for that, I guess. Don't know. Let me just see what you guys are interested in seeing next. I'm kind of up for anything. I noticed like I'm getting to a point with this build now where I'm like, I kind of need to take a break for it, just like come away from a bit, because I'm sort of having to force myself, like, right, I need an idea. What can I do for this bit? When I start getting like that, that's what this series is all about. We can just go and build somewhere else for a bit. Maybe even when we go back to the Inca stuff, that could be something fun. Yeah, just something to think about. Let me know if you've got any ideas below. And like I said, I'll keep mentioning it for the next couple of episodes, and we'll make a decision in the near future about where we're going to go next. That is it for this episode. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next episode.